Many rural communities in Malaysia are hoping that politicians voted into power in the election will make good on their campaign promises. They want to see development in their villages and financial aid to help them deal with the rising cost of living. Clara with more.
Away from Johor's bustling city centre, pavements are replaced by pontoons. But that doesn't mean it escaped the trickle-down effects of Malaysia's economic downturn. Residents say recent challenges come in the form of a higher cost of living and an unequal distribution of aid to villages.
Kalau tempat lain dapat bantuan, jalan macam seperti bot jaring ke apa, kawasan kita sini pun kita tidak sama dapat macam apa yang diorang boleh dapat. Macam itulah. Kalau diorang boleh dapat, kenapa kita sini tak boleh dapat? Itu je persoalannya. Kita nak sama adil lah.
He takes comfort in the hope that the election of a new federal government could bring forward these issues. Other fishermen tell me there are more problems bubbling beneath the surface. Villages like his have had to relocate 3 times, with developers closing in on the land where they've built their jetties. And some add that funds disbursed by the government upstream often don't make it to the fishermen. On the other hand, this farmer says he's getting the help he needs. But more can be done in terms of a nationwide economic reform.
Baja itu agak harga dia agak tinggi sedikit, dan juga untuk ubat-ubat untuk penyakit pokok tu agak mahal sikit lah berbandingkan zaman-zaman yang lepas lah. Pasal mungkin apa ni, kita punya ekonomi agak slow agaknya. Jadi pasal baju-baju tu diimport daripada luar negeri, mungkin mata wang tu akan menyebabkan harga mahal sikit lah dan baju-baju tu.
Meanwhile, young residents are looking beyond financial repair. Some expect leaders with a fresh mandate to bring better access to schools and a greater emphasis on education, which could help them make a better living.
I hope the new government listen the voice from the youngest, and also I hope the new government care about villages from here, and also help the villages have sometimes have the problem. I hope the new government help the villages.
But one analyst says villagers won't take to parachuting politicians whom they see once every 5 years.
If they feel like they got into power on a very narrow margin, then they might work a bit harder. If they got in on a larger margin, then they might work on consolidating power and therefore focusing on themselves rather than the people, and then we're back to square one. So really it does depend on how confident the government feels, whether they can step away from all of this politicking and actually serve the people.
Ultimately, whether or not a band of new leaders translates to real change remains to be seen for such rural communities. Clara, CNA, Johor.